Okay. What am I gonna talk about? What am I gonna talk about? Um, I'm thinking. There's a book I read. A book series that I've read. I've read through. The last book just came out. Like 2 weeks ago. But the Kaido series. I enjoyed that series. Good old solid young adult novel. Feels like My Hero, in the sense that it's not a that it just it's not like crazy original. I mean, it's got some good stuff. It's got some there's some stuff that was new to me, but I don't think it's just necessarily overall world break or like mind blowing in terms of concept. But it executes flawlessly. And that's what it feels like, the perfect execution. I enjoyed the Cradle series, but I don't know. There's some things in there that made me think about. One is one of them is the way they did the power levels, or so to speak, in there, because it's a martial arts thing. I think it's part of the. It was the first book I've read with cultivation, I believe. Like martial artists like train to increase their spiritual level higher and higher and higher to ascend to lead to the most high, like God level or whatever. It's the journey. But in doing that, I really enjoyed how the author went about it, and that the main character initially, he starts off like very bottom, like lowest spiritual level possible, like below even the threshold. But he starts off, what they got 4 ranks: bronze, copper, iron, jade, and gold. And those 4 ranks, or he's at, are considered like those are all the ranks there are. And gold is actually like godlike and unattainable. And jade is like the higher. Jade is like the realistic maximum. No one's even heard of anyone that's ever gotten gold. And like, okay, he's coming up, and he manages to get to bronze, or the copper, sorry, after a long, after some training. But then, at the point he does that, he leaves his home with someone, and he finds out, oh, actually, everyone where I'm at is a backs of we're just some fucking backwards dumb fucks, right? We're some people out there who don't know anything about the world, ain't even heard of the rest of the world. Gold is baby shit. Everybody's gold. If you're like, everybody's gold. And so then, like, there's ranks there's more ranks beyond gold. Like, and they mention that there are ranks beyond gold, and you hear like occasionally like some additional stuff about it, like, oh yeah, this lord or that or monarch or sage or whatever, but not super detailed, a lot of stuff. They focus on the fact just on gold, but gold actually it turns out gold is wide. Like there's low gold, mid gold, high gold, and then he gets up through the books. He goes up. He tries to go through the golds, and then he hits the top of gold, and then there's a barrier to get to the next ranks, which are the lords. And then each of the lord stages to progress, it's not just strength. You have to find underlord. You have to like find like personal revelation about who you are as a person. For I think overlord, it's how people see you. I don't remember what it is for archlord. And then above that, oh no, and then in addition to that is once you get archlord, there's sage and monarch. Or sorry, sage and herald. And herald, herald is like you have to like merge with your own soul and become like one with yourself. And depending on how your relationship with yourself is, that can be easier or a lot harder. And then sage is understanding an icon, touching on some underlying concept built into the fabric reality, and becoming becoming an outlet for it. And then monarch is the top of that, and you have to become both a sage and a herald. But the thing I liked about that laying out the power levels was I liked the way that it was. I liked the way that it was structured, and I liked the way that it was revealed. I have a lot of assorted thoughts in my head that I need to gather about how information is presented and how information is revealed. And I feel like this is a good example of how it was done. You had the four, like I said, copper, iron, jade, gold, right? That's what you have. And then so you have the four, then you have, oh, guess what, buddy? Where you're from, you don't know shit. There's even more. And then you have, okay, you know there's more beyond that. And then so okay, let me see. You got the four, you got the base four. Turns out, hey, you don't know shit. Watch, get a load of this, which I think you get one of those, because once you start going, oh, you like once you can't just do oh, there's even more, or it's, oh, you're even stronger, or like you can't pull the same trick once, right? You can't do Ichigo sword got even bigger, like again and again, right? So base levels, now okay, you don't know anything, there's more above that, and then there's, while you know there's heights above, they don't give you details on to that later. They focus on gold, and then gold turns out to have more depth than thought. So gold, functionally, you had the copper, iron, jade, which were the practical ones you could actually achieve. No one ever thought to get gold. Gold becomes attainable, but then gold becomes the same level of like the same length, the same path as going through bronze, or sorry, copper, iron, and jade, right? And then when you do get to the lords, they make it feel each lord level is more significant, because like I said, the first three turns out, oh, okay, I'll get to later. The lords become more significant because you have to have the personal revelation. It's not just a strength thing. So again, there's a difference. They've changed the flavor. And also lords are like more important. Like that's when you're like, okay, you're the elite now, in terms of your skill. You're already a top dog compared to all the other martial artists out there, or sacred artists out there, if you're in the lord realm. And then like now, once you've gotten to the top of the lord realm, you got archlord. Now it's not even just strength, and getting yourself up, and it's not just like personal insight into yourself. It's like they're like side upgrades. Like Sage and Herald are, I mean, they're more than an archlord, but they're not like direct power up there. They feel like side grades, right? Like that, and they're done by completely different. Like I said, not just get better, not just see something about yourself. You have to like literally like. You have to merge with your shoulder. You have to fucking wholly eat your shadow without dying, because that can absolutely happen. And you also have to, with Sage, it's become so wrapped up. Understand this concept on a level. Like master this internal concept. Like Herald has mastered the internal, and Sage has mastered the external. Which I guess the lords, like I said, you have to learn about yourself. Or was it? Underlord is learn about who. Underlord is know why you started practicing the sacred arts. Overlord is how people see you, and Archlord is. What will you dedicate the rest of your life to? So I guess there's introspection, but that's a different level of introspection than that Herald requires. And it is not, and also it feels less like, I guess maybe Herald is not introspection. Herald is like the actual like experience of understanding yourself. I feel introspection sounds like too heady, too mental. I feel Herald is more like gritty, ugly, real deal shit. I don't know if that makes sense. But I really appreciate how that flavor changes. I like how the flavor changes in each one. They don't just. I see so many. It's not hard to find media or the main character just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like there's no. It's like I wonder what's gonna happen next. And in this one, I mean, the character is gonna, the character's gonna go through the whole stretch, the whole power levels when you read the books. But like, I enjoy that the flavor of that changes, and I pay attention to that. I think of it in like, I have multiple ways to think about it. The flavor changing, or like sometimes I think about it as a combo meter, like from Devil May Cry, where you have to keep switching up your moves that you use, or else you're gonna get a stale combo and you're gonna get a D rank. To get that S rank, you gotta keep using fresh moves. And I think that's gonna be in there. That's yeah. I also what was the next thing I was gonna say? Also, I feel like I like the fractal symmetry That like copper is not shit. Iron is everyone's stuff, and jade is the elite. And then when it's pulled out, iron. That's how the low metals and gold and the lords are. And then that like it's like see that's what I'm talking, like it's like fractal with those copper iron or copper iron jade fractals out to those initial 3 ranks gold and the lord realm, but then that pattern is broken with the sages and the monarch, which in itself it's like it shows a pattern, repeats the pattern, but then at the end breaks the pattern away. I don't know, it's I enjoy that. I feel like there's more things there that I want to express, but I don't have the words for it at the moment. There was something else. Well, there's something else I was gonna say that. Maybe I'll end this here. I'll probably just make a separate video talking about the other stuff. One. Section that because I want to stop posting hour fucking long videos.